Hello. Hello. Very good evening, everyone. How are you all? Everyone fine. Last class we started India's 2. We completed India's 10. Have you done the questions of India's 10? You have done? Any doubt in that? Of course, no doubt will come because India's 10 we have done detailed discussion. Now, even though while reading the question, you may have doubt, but with solution you have understood. But then also, if you understood with solution, then mark it because that will be a question for which revision will be required. So that marking need to be done. Any question which require extra effort, for that marking is required. Got it? Then we started inventory, very simple chapter. We have done the meaning only. The meaning what we have done, inventories are asset which are held for sale in ordinary course of business. So suppose you purchase plant and machinery and that are held for sale but not in ordinary course of business, so that are not inventory. So can I say any PP can be held for sale? Suppose I purchase this camera, so after 2 years it will be held for sale only. If the useful life is over, so after useful life it will be held for sale. Then it is not inventory because that is not my ordinary course of business. So inventories are assets which are held for sale in OCB. OCB is the keyword. OCB means what? Ordinary course of business. Or they are held in the process of production or held in the form of material supply to be consumed in the process of production or for rendering of services. Now you understood about direct material also and indirect material also. Direct material in Indians 2 will be applicable. Indirect material if they are held for production purpose then only Indians 2 will be applicable. If they are held for distribution purpose then Indians 2 is not applicable. Now, what is the objective of this chapter? Objective of this chapter is the valuation of inventory as on reporting date. We value inventory at lower of cost price or NRV. Now, already I said NRV is not equal to fair value. Fair value and NRV are two different terms. Understood? So you can't say cost price of fair value which is lower. So we don't use fair value for inventory. So the word is what? Net realizable value. It means now we need to understand cost price. What is the cost price and what is the meaning of NRV? Means how to calculate cost price, how to calculate NRV. Means the objective of this chapter is to find out expected loss on sale of finished goods or stock in trade. What is the expected loss on sale of finished goods or stock in trade? And that loss should be recognized. Correct now? That loss should be recognized if there is an indicator for that. So indicator means what? If NRV is lower than cost price, that become an indicator. That become a indicator. Understood? Yes, sir. Now, what are the component of cost price? We have done this also. So I said for manufacturing organization, component will be cost of purchase plus cost of conversion plus other cost. But for non-manufacturing, means trading organization, it will be only cost of purchase. So cost of purchase in case of non-manufacturing will be cost of purchase and stock in trade. I hope now you have understood cost of purchase and purchase price are two different terms. Cost of purchase and purchase price are two different terms. So purchase price is not cost of purchase. Understood? So what is the meaning of cost of purchase? It means invoice price minus trade discount or rebate plus non-refundable duties and taxes plus all the directly attributable expenses to bring the inventory in present location. This become cost of purchase for stock in trade in case of non-manufacturing, and this will become cost of purchase of raw material in case of manufacturing concern. Now, if it is manufacturing, so we will add cost of conversion and other cost to cost of purchase. So what is cost of conversion? So cost of conversion will include two components. One is to be direct labor. Direct labor is nothing but manufacturing wages which are directly related to production activity. Production overhead means indirect material, indirect labor, indirect manufacturing cost. Now production overhead are of two types. One is variable production overhead and other is fixed production overhead. This much we have done last class. Now just try to understand, whenever there is a production overhead, it should be allocated to each unit produced. So how to allocate? This allocation you have done in costing also. But can you say costing is different and accounting is different? So in costing you have calculated cost price, and now in accounting also we are calculating cost price. My question to you all, whatever cost price you are calculated in costing subject, and whatever cost price you are calculating in accounting subject, accounting is my subject, costing is some other subject, so whether they are same or different, whether the cost price whatever you have calculated in costing subject and whatever cost price will calculate in accounting subject, whether they are same or different. Same or different? I hope you understood my emotions. If you understood, you reply whether they are same or different. What do you think? Same, different? Same, different? How it is different? No, normal loss will come here also. Why not? Same concept. Means component is same. Component will be same only. Component of cost price will remain same. There also you have done direct material, direct labor, direct expense, indirect material, indirect labor, indirect expense. Same thing we are discussing here. So more or less component is same. But what is the question? What is my question? Try to understand. Whatever cost price you are calculating in costing subject and whatever cost price we are calculating in accounting subject means for financial statement, whether that cost price are same or different. Suppose you are in costing subject, do you calculate your cost price? Now you are in accounting subject, you calculate cost price, whether they are same or different, that I am asking. It is different. Why? Very good, excellent. Dekho, one answer I will feel happy, because in costing it is based on estimated basis and in accounting it is based on actual information. This is the main difference. Means in costing you calculate cost price before production, and in accounting you are calculating cost price after production. This is the difference. Means there allocation of fixed overhead you have done on expected production basis, but here we'll do on actual production basis. Actual production basis. I hope you have understood. Have you understood? Correct. So can you say what Ind AS 2 says, that Ind AS 2 and AS 2 more or less, this is more or less same. So what Ind AS 2 says, that variable overhead will be allocated to each unit on the basis of actual production. On the basis of actual production. I think no doubt. Because here we want actual. There it is expected. Why? Because we don't know actual there. We need to estimate the number of production. And fixed overhead will be allocated to each unit on the basis of actual production or normal production, whichever is higher. Now I hope you know normal production. Normal production means number of units which can be produced at normal level of efficiency. At normal level of efficiency. But can I say actual production can be different than normal production? So what Ind AS 2 says, that it will be allocated to each unit on the basis of actual production, normal production, whichever is higher. Now of course you will ask me question, why higher? You are not supposed to leave me, because you are CA final student. You will not leave me na. Whether you leave me or you know the answer. So let me explain why it is higher, even though you know, but I have already assumed that you don't know anything. And now it is proved also that whatever you have done CA enter, that how much you have done with Ind AS 10 and Ind AS 37. Am I right or not? Correct. So now I think whatever I am explaining, your value will increase. Your value will increase with that explanation. Chalo. So let me come to that explanation. So let us take one example. If fixed overhead, I am doing explanation for fixed overhead. Understood? Suppose fixed overhead is equal to 10 lakh and normal production is equal to 1 lakh. There are three cases: case 1, case 2 and case 3. So actual production can be equal to either 1 lakh, it can be equal to 1 lakh 25,000, it can be equal to what? 75,000. Understood what I'm saying? Am I right what I'm saying? Better make it 80,000. There are three different cases. Now can you say fixed overhead should be allocated on the basis of actual production? Whenever there is an actual production, I think no doubt will come. Understood? Means in the first case, fixed overhead, we call it recovery rate. Recovery rate means what? How much can be recovered from customer? Means whatever you are including cost, that is recovered from customer. Whatever you are including cost, that is recovered from customer. Because cost price plus profit is equal to sale price. Means you are trying to recover it from customer. Correct? So in the first case, so it will be divided by what? 10 lakh. We'll say 10 lakh divided by what? 1 lakh only. Because both are same na. Actual production and normal production are same. In this no doubt. But can you see it is the very rare situation. Rare. Means you said normal is 1 lakh and actual is 1 lakh. Jadoo hai. This is jadoo. Practically this situation will not arise. Correct? Now, if it is 1 lakh 25,000, 1 lakh 20,000, 1 lakh 25,000. So you said it is 1 lakh and actual production is more than what? 1 lakh. Can I say this is also rare situation? This is also rare situation. Means as per management opinion, they are of the view that we can produce 1 lakh and they are producing more than what? 1 lakh 25,000. Means suppose if I can teach 8 hours, so if I will teach more than 8 hours, my efficiency will increase or decrease? Decrease na. If I am saying normally I can teach 8 hours, so I can teach 8 hours. Now what happened? I went to some academy last year. So they asked me to teach 10 hours. So I said okay. But after 7.5 hours, I started sleeping. Means I was teaching, but in sleeping mode. Means I have done a lot of mistake in last 2 hours. Means because I have taught. But can I say I know what is my efficiency level? I know in the last 2 hours, ho gaya, done. Now whether students are understanding or not understanding that I don't know na. I was teaching, but I know what is my efficiency level in the last 2 hours. But can I see when I am saying 80,000, so this is a possible case. Why it is possible case? Because if you say at normal level of efficiency, you can produce 1 lakh, and if you are producing 80,000, means there is some abnormal loss. So due to abnormal loss, this situation will arise. So can I say this is actually possible situation? This is actually possible situation. Understood? Now you will say, so why 1,25,000 is not possible? There can be some abnormal gain. My question to you all, whether there is any concept of abnormal gain, whether there is any concept of abnormal gain in this particular concept, means you can produce 1 lakh normally and you produce 1,25,000 actually. So you will say there is a what? Abnormal gain. There is no concept of abnormal gain in costing. Correct? Means can I say when I am saying my normal level of efficiency is 1 lakh and I can actually produce 1,25,000, it means normal level of production is not 1 lakh, it is 1,25,000. Am I right or not? It means normal level of efficiency was not determined properly. Am I right or not? Suppose if I say I can teach 8 hours but I am able to teach 10 hours efficiently, it means my normal level of teaching efficiency is what? 10 hours, not 8 hours. Am I right or not? Correct? Have you understood what I am saying? So in this case, I will say it is rare situation. But if I am saying rare situation, it does not mean it is not practically possible. Possible. But if this case is possible, it means we should calculate fixed overhead recovery rate based on normal production or actual production. You only say actual production. then it means 1,25,000 is nothing but it is only normal production. So here also it what will do, 10 lakh divided by what, 1,25,000, how much it is coming, is equal to 8 rupees, means we can recover 8 rupees per unit. But in this case when actual production is 80,000, which is less than what, normal production, will divide by what, 1 lakh or 80,000, 1 lakh, whichever is higher, and now your recovery rate will be 10. Now your fixed overhead recovery rate will be 10. Means just try to understand how much included in cost price. So included in cost price will be 10 lakh. That is 1 lakh into what? 10. In this also it will be 10 lakh because 1 lakh 25,000 into 8. But in this case it will be 8 lakh. 80,000 into 10. Means whatever not included in cost price will be what? Abnormal loss, which will be charged to PL, and this will be charged to PL. So this is under recovery, means we cannot recover from customer, that become abnormal loss, and we know from our bachpan that abnormal loss will be always charged to PL. Abnormal loss will be always charged to PL. It will not be included in the cost price. Understood? I hope you have understood this point. Have you understood actual production, normal production, whichever is higher? You know, in past year examination, Ind AS based examination, they have asked one time question from Ind AS too, and the question was based on this. Because ICR know what you don't know. Because very simple chapter. But if they are asking question from these, it means they will ask that point which they know you don't know. Or you know but you have not done revision. Because you have not done revision properly, you will not be able to recollect in exam. Have you understood? So this point was asked in exam for 5 marks. Can I say lollipop question? Question cannot be easier than this. But can you retain this point in exam hall? That is a point of concern. If you can retain, then exam is easy. If you can't retain, then everyone will say ICI is not setting good question paper. But a very easy point. Bolna yes or no? I hope you have understood. Can we proceed? So variable overhead allocated to each unit on the basis of actual production. Fixed overhead allocated to each unit on the basis of normal production or actual production, whichever is higher. Now coming to other costs. Can you say other costs are those costs which are incurred to bring the inventory in condition of sale? Means production completed, but after completion of production also there are some costs incurred to bring the inventory in condition of sale. For example, packaging cost. Without packaging we cannot sell. For example, transportation cost from factory to warehouse. From factory to warehouse, not from warehouse to customer. If I am saying from factory to warehouse, it is a carriage inward or outward? Inward. When you are transporting from warehouse to customer, that become carriage outward. Understood? So actually there are two carriage costs. One is from bringing from supplier to factory, that was included यहाँ पे direct expenses. One is from transferring from factory to warehouse, this will be included यहाँ पर. So this will be also added. One is from warehouse to customer, that is not a part of cost price because that is carriage outward expense. बचपन में trading account में you have done. Trading account में only carriage inward will come. PL में carriage outward will come. You remember rectification? This will go there, this will go there. That was rectification, na? Carriage inward, trading account. Carriage outward, PL account. Like this you have done, na? That time nobody explained you this concept. You only ask, sir, kaha? They say, yaha. And you have done that? Bolna nahi? Yes, sir. Chalo. But expenses to bring the inventory to condition eligible for sale are other costs. Then it will also include some modification costs. As per some specific customer, they want some modification in the inventory. So modification cost will be also other cost, that will be also added. So it will be packing cost, transportation cost, and modification cost. So Can I conclude that you have understood what are included in cost price? Understood? Now what are not included in cost price? Can it in simple word we can say whatever not included in cost price will be charged to PL as an expense. What are not included in cost price will be charged to PL as an expense. Understood? Correct. So you know what are not included? What are charged to PL, you know? For example, admin expense, so all the administrative expense will be always charged to PL as an expense. That will not be included in cost price. Selling and distribution expense, all the selling expense, all the distribution expense will be always charged to PL as an expense. They are not included in cost price. Abnormal loss will be always charged to PL as an expense. Normal loss, normal loss, abnormal loss so will not be included. Normal loss will be included. Will be included, not included. Will be included, na? So normal loss will be spread over the balance number unit. I hope you have done in consignment chapter in CA Foundation. The concept of normal loss and abnormal loss. So normal loss will be always included in cost price. Storage cost. Storage cost means to store the inventory. And what they say, storage cost will be included if it is necessary for production. Means if it is not necessary for production, it will not be included. The storage cost will not be included unless it is necessary for production. Means can I say storage cost of raw material will be included, but the storage cost of finished goods will not be included, because once production completed, it is ready for sale, then you are storing it, so that is not a part of production expenses, so that will not be included in cost price. Understood? Then borrowing cost. Now Ind AS 2 is silent about borrowing cost. Borrowing cost means interest expenses. Interest expenses. So borrowing cost will not be included, but it is subject to Ind AS 23. Ind AS 23 means AS 16. You have done AS 16 borrowing cost. So we'll do detailed discussion about borrowing cost under Ind AS 23. For the time being, just write down borrowing cost will not be included, but it is subject to what? Ind AS 23. What Ind AS 23 says that if it is a qualifying asset, remember qualifying asset? Qualifying asset, AS 16, forgotten? Qualifying asset, any asset which take more than 12 months for getting ready. You remember? Sorry, yeah. Just write down. If it is a qualifying asset, so it may be included. If it is not a qualifying asset, it will be what? Excluded. Just write down. Detailed discussion will do where? In AS 23. You will automatically understand. But Ind AS 2 is silent regarding interest expense. So as per Ind AS 2, it will not be included. But it can be included subject to Ind AS 23. Have you understood this point? Yes, sir. So I hope you have understood what is included, what is not included. Can I ask one question? Apply your common sense. Because if you will answer based on CA into CA foundation, so of course now you have understood, you give me wrong answer only. My question to you, are depreciation will be included or will not be included? Depreciation will be included or will not be included? Depreciation, you know depreciation? So will be included, will not be included? 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 Included. Will not be included. Means one thing is clear, that you have not done anything in costing. Costing is also rectification. Means you don't know anything about costing. In costing, your teacher has included it. In production overhead. In production overhead, it was included, but you don't know. I mean, right now I have said one point. Whatever not included will be charged to PL as an expense. Do you know depreciation will be charged to PL as an expense, and therefore it will not be included? So you applied CA inter concept, but that is not correct. Depreciation, which are related to those property, plant and equipment which are engaged in production purpose, will be a part of production overhead. Means depreciation of plant and machinery which are directly engaged in production purpose will be included in what? Cost price. means depreciation of those plant and machinery, yeah, those property, plant and equipment which are not directly related to production purpose are not included. For example, depreciation of furniture will not be included. Similarly, any amortization of intangible asset will be included if it is used for production purpose. If it is used for production purpose. Understood? Correct. Just write down one note here. Depreciation and amortization expense will be included in cost price if such asset are used for production purpose. If such assets are directly used for production purpose. Understood? Understood this point? Now you will not say it will not be included. Understood? Correct? Any doubt? However, sir, now one doubt may come, sir, one doubt may come that, sir, bachpan se we are charging depreciation to PL account. So whether it was wrong? It was not wrong because in your CA foundation or class 12, we have taken one assumption that whatever trading PL account we are preparing, that is for trading organization. That is not for manufacturing organization. In CA foundation, there was one separate unit for final account for manufacturing unit, manufacturing organization. That normally teacher don't teach at CA foundation. Normally they don't teach. Even though they teach, they will take only one question. Because in ICA book, only one or two questions have been given. But in exam, they are asking a question based on that. In CA foundation, I am saying. So normally, if suppose I have taken only one question, detailed discussion has not been done. If detailed discussion has not been done, so you don't remember. If you don't remember, so you are struggling where in CA final. That happened. Normally, if your base is strong, so normally you'll not find any difficulty. But due to Indian education system, our base is not strong. अच्छा बताओ ये CA foundation देखो I respect every teachers because I am a teacher with due respect to every teachers. Am I right or not? With due respect to every teacher because I am a teacher, I respect all teachers. देखो I was also victim in class 11 12, but whenever I go to my native, whenever I meet my teacher, I will touch their feet because whatever I am here, I may be because of them. But I know what they have done with me. Are you able to understand? Are you able to understand? With due respect to teacher, my question to you are, CA foundation you have done with CA or non-CA? Means the teacher was CA or non-CA? Most of the academy in CA foundation, the teachers are non-CA. Teachers are non. Most of the academy, I don't know where from where you have done. CA enters, most of the teachers are non-CA. CA enter also. My question to you all, whether a CA, this type of course, professional course, can be taught by non-CA who don't know the emotions of CA. They don't know the emotions CA because they have not written any time exam. They don't know what actually is required for ICA exam. They don't know the emotions only. How can they teach? They can't teach. They can't teach. They teach only on the basis of class 11, 12 knowledge. And this is one of the reasons that why in CA foundation we take multiple letters. However, the syllabus is more or less same. Accounts also we are not able to score properly even though we have scored 90 or 95 in our 11, 12. Reason is this. Are you able to understand what I am saying? So CA, this type of course should be done by professionals only na. I know what is the emotions of CA. Are you getting what I am saying? Correct? So this is also one of the reasons, but chalo, with due respect to all the teachers, I will not comment anything about them. Correct? Now, I hope you have understood about the cost price of inventory. Can you say with this we have discussed the cost price of stock in trade? cost price of raw material, cost price of WIP also, and cost price of finished goods. WIP means 50% stage of production completed. Whatever cost incurred, whatever include, that will be the cost price of WIP. So with one discussion we have covered everything. We have covered everything. Now there are some special concepts. Joint product and byproduct. You all know about joint product. You all know about byproduct. Now joint product means in a production process from one input two or more than two main product will emerge. Two or more than two main product will emerge. That will be joint product. So can I say in that case entire cost that will be known as joint cost should be allocated to each product on the basis of some ratio. On the basis of some ratio. Which ratio that we need to understand? That ratio should be rational ratio. However, in costing you have done one chapter joint product, yeah, joint cost. In costing also you have done joint cost. In costing your teacher have given 4-5 method of allocation. Out of that 4-5 method, 2 method are rational. Balance method or bakwas method. So in days 2 only will consider rational method. Rational means which is appropriate method. Which is appropriate method. Understand what I am saying? So let us understand what can be the appropriate method. One thing we have understood that joint cost should be allocated to each product on the basis of some ratio. The ratio should be which ratio that we need to understand. What they are saying. Joint cost is allocated on the basis of sales ratio. Sales ratio. Sales ratio. Understood? Of each product either at the time of split off. I hope you know this point. This was the first method you have done in your costing also. They also have given first preference to this only in costing subject. So at the time of split off or on completion of production or on completion of production means what they want to say. Just try to understand. Suppose X at this point of time, this is split off. Now it become what? A and B. Correct. So this become two product means joint product. Can you see it can be sold in the market? If it can be sold in the market, do we know the sales value? So suppose it is produced 1000 units. This is 2000 units and it can be sold at rupees 20. It can be sold at rupees 30. So this becomes sales ratio of A and B and this entire joint cost can be allocated in this ratio at a point of split off. But sometime what happen? If this product require further processing to make it available for sale. Yeah, in condition of sale. So can you see if it require further processing, so they do not have an active market. If they do not have an active market, we cannot find out sales value. So in that case, there is a practical difficulty and therefore they have given some other ratio also. So in that case, what they say, if suppose this require further processing, if it require further processing, so A may become what? P and B may become Q. Understood? Correct. So whatever unit produced, suppose now, suppose let me say 1000 only and this is 2000 only. And the sales value now become what? Suppose 30 and 40. So in this ratio what? This joint cost, this joint cost will be allocated. So this is second preferred method. Second preferred method. So first preference should be given to this. If this information is not given the question, then we'll use what? This. Understood? Have you understood? Correct. So joint cost to you have understood. Joint cost is allocated on the basis of sales ratio of each joint product either at a time of split off or on completion of production. Correct? Can I say first preference this? This is not given, then second preference this. Correct? Any doubt? No. Now the question arises, what is byproduct? What is byproduct? Now my question to you all, what is byproduct? You know what is byproduct? So you can explain me what is byproduct. Who will explain me what is byproduct? Which is incidental to? Which is incidental. Which is incidental means what? Means there is no intention to produce but produce. Hmm? No. Every teacher is teaching with example only. But I'm asking meaning. Meaning is not example. Same thing. Example मजा आता है ना. Molasses of sugar cane. Same. I have also done na. I have also done something in my CA enter. One more example. Chalo, I'll give one example. Suppose you are producing butter and ghee. You are producing butter and ghee by using what? Milk. Milk is what? Milk is raw material, na? And you are producing butter and ghee. Amul Industries. In this production, buttermilk will be also produced. Buttermilk will be also produced, which can be sellable in the market, which can be sold in the market, which can be sold in the market. You know, you have, I think you have maja bhi aaya. You have consumed it, buttermilk, Amul buttermilk. So in that production process, only buttermilk will be generated. I think you have seen your mother also doing like this. Ghee, ghee, ghee. Then at the end, you'll come from some place. Le beta, le beti. What they will give? My dear son, my dear daughter, take this buttermilk. That is buttermilk, na? But intention was to produce what? Butter and ghee. What produce? Buttermilk, which can be sold in the market. Whether this buttermilk is a byproduct? Yes. This buttermilk is a byproduct. Why it is not a main product? It can be sold in the market. Why? It can be sold in the market. Why you are saying it is not a joint product? It is a byproduct. It can be sold in the market, na? No, 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 no. Just छोड़ दे. Intention. If you know production process, you know it will be produced. If we, just try. If I am teaching right now, I know what is going to be produced. I am also manufacturing right now one product. That is my FR product, which can be sold after the class. So I know what will be produced. So any products, any manufacturer, we know buttermilk will come out of this. So there is an intention to produce only because it can be sold in the market, na? So it is not a scrap material. It can be sold to the end customer. So how can you say it is not a joint product? It is what? Byproduct? ऐसा तो नहीं. Means this buttermilk has not done some pap, na? This buttermilk also has some emotions. अरे बोलना रे, मजा तो आ रहा है. Are you able to understand? Means something is wrong. Means once again the concept was not given at C inter level. Concept was not given at C inter level, or it has been given but it was not actually understood by you. Means there can be two things. Either the concept was not given, or you are not interested to learn the concept. It can be also possible thing. Means teacher has taught, but you were not interested that time. But you passed. You passed. Now same thing will follow where? In CFN, follow. Follow na. But now ICA will say, look ja. There's a break. You want a break. Come after 6 months, they will say. Got it? What I am saying? So just try to understand what is the meaning of byproduct. We suppose byproduct means what? If the value of this is material, material and material, then all are joint product. But if the value is material, material and immaterial, then this will become what? Byproduct. Only this is the concept. Concept is this. Means can I say for this judgment is required based on value, whether it is material or immaterial. Are you able to do that? One product can be joint product and the same product can be byproduct also in a different circumstances. In a different circumstances. It is quite possible in this year it is by byproduct. In the next year it may become what? Main product or joint product. Understood? Understood? It is not based on intention. Because always there is an intention to produce only. Because it can be sold in the market. Got it? So what India has to say, if the amount is immaterial, oh, they started with this only. Means if the amount is material, it cannot be byproduct. If the amount is immaterial, keyword is what? If the amount is immaterial. If the amount is immaterial. Can you see we apply Ind AS or AS to material item only? We apply Ind AS or AS to material item. What is as per which concept? Materiality concept. What was that concept? What was that concept? What was the what materiality concept says? What materiality concept says? Means everything is based on concept. Whatever you have done CA foundation, but you have not done. This entire Ind AS is based on that concept only. Entire AS is based on that concept. But actually, CA foundation, that concept was not given any importance because of non-CA teacher. Come to anytime my class, CA foundation, you will understand the difference. You will understand the difference ki sir, why you are teaching this much, not required to pass. I know, not required to pass the exam, but it is required to become what? CA. I am here to create CA. Na? Got it? What is the meaning of maturity concept? And if you are not able to answer, तो बहुत गलत बात है. This is not correct. Means you want to say material information should be recorded, immaterial information should not be recorded. Am I right? Material information should be recorded. Understood. That is understood. I am not asking you a definition of materiality. That too I will only do. I am saying you are saying material information should be recorded, immaterial information should not be recorded. Is it correct? This is not correct, na? Is it correct or not correct? So what is correct? Now that AS says, oh, that AS says we apply AS on material item. Means AS and Ind AS are not applied on immaterial item. But what is materiality concept I am asking? You just try to understand recording. Record will do recording of all transactions. Whether it is a transaction of 1 rupees or whether it is a transaction of 1 crore rupees. Recording to all transactions are recorded from bachpan se we have done. All financial transactions should be recorded. So you can't say we will not record immaterial information transaction. A loss of 1 rupees will be also recorded. Loss of 1 crore rupees will be also recorded. But can you say loss of 1 crore rupees require proper disclosure? But loss of 1 rupees does not require proper disclosure because that is not required to understand the information of financial statement. So that is immaterial to whom? To the user of financial statement. Means it will not affect the decision of what? User of financial statement. That does not require proper disclosure. Understood? Means simple example I am giving. When we say property, plant and equipment. So any machine having a life of more than 1 year is what? Property, plant and equipment. Correct. So this calculator I am using from last 2 years. Is a property, plant and equipment or not? It is small machine only, na? It is not a machine. And it is a life of more than 5 years. I will to use 5 years. Till it dies I will use. It is property, plant and equipment or not? Correct? But amount cannot be material. Amount is immaterial and therefore it is charged to PL as an expense immediately as a stationery. But it does not mean it is not PP. Means we have applied which concept? Materiality concept and does not require disclosure as PP. It can be charged to PL as an expense immediately. This is materiality concept. I hope you have understood now. Correct? So guys, the amount is immaterial. Then can I say there is no need to apply Ind AS 2? Now Ind AS 2 says cost price, NRB, whichever lower, so we need to find out first cost price, then measure NRB, then comparison. Can I say it will be lengthy method? Therefore, what Ind AS 2 says that for byproduct, cost price determination is not required. Means they have given some relaxation now. Means if they say determine cost price, so we need to work out cost price. So they have given some relaxation because these are immaterial. And they say that cost price determination is not required. It should be measured at NRB, and that NRB can be deducted from the cost price of main product. Cost price of main product. Understood? So it must be measured at NRB and deducted from cost price of main product or joint product. Understood this point? Correct. Means just try to understand what I want to say. Means suppose there is a joint product and main product. Sorry, byproduct. So can I say for joint product valuation will be done at cost price or NRB, whichever is lower. Understood. For byproduct, it will be measured at what? NRB. Have you understood? And it will be deducted from cost price of main product. Have you understood this point? Have you understood this point? Any doubt? Means when you are doing sale of such product, the sale of joint product will be considered as revenue. And can you say for revenue recognition will apply Ind AS 115. The sale of joint product, it will become revenue. And for revenue recognition we need to go to Ind AS 115. For sale of byproduct, it is already deducted from cost price. It is not a revenue. So even though you are selling it, but it will not be classified as revenue. It is not recognized as revenue. Have you understood this point? Because already deducted from cost price of main product. Already deducted from cost price of main product. Understood? The difference have you understood in accounting? Have you understood? Now there is one question related to this. That question was initially asked at CA inter level. But from my point of view, that question should not be asked at CA inter level because there was one point which was a very confusion point. And because of that reason, it is quite possible many students have not been able to do it. When that question was asked at CA inter level, that was a newly created question. Then the same question was given in CA final study material and have been asked 2 times in CA final. Initially asked where? CA inter. Then they asked where? CA final. CA inter 5 marks, CA final 6 marks. Which is more complicated? CA inter is complicated or CA final is complicated? Arey bhai, CA inter same question they have asked. That was newly created question for the first time. CA final, that question was given in ICA study material. And then they have asked where? In exam. Which one is more difficult? CA inter or CA final? And that exam you passed. That exam you passed. CA final is easy. Same question they are asking at CA inter and CA final, na? After testing CA inter, they are asking at CA final. Let us do that question. Let's see whether you have done that or not. I don't know. But let's see how you are reacting now. Got it what I am saying? So come to one question. Where is that question? Question number 8. In a manufacturing process of Vijay Limited, one byproduct BP emerged beside two main product MP1 and MP2. And apart from scrap, is the accounting treatment of scrap is similar to byproduct. Means scrap material is also measured at NRV and will be deducted from cost price of main product. But they are two different. Byproduct can be sold in the market, but a scrap product cannot be sold in the market. It can be sold only as a scrap in scrap market. There is a difference. So wastage are scrap, but byproduct are not wastage. Understood? The details of cost of production were under raw material 15,000 1 lakh 60, wages, fixed overhead, variable overhead. My question to you all, for fixed overhead, if suppose they have not given normal production, if they have not given the information of normal production, what you will assume? Actual production and normal production are same. And if actual production and normal production are same, can you see entire amount will be included in cost price? Entire amount will be included in cost price. So we'll say thank you very much only. Correct. Then MP1 this much output produce, MP2 this much output produce, BP means byproduct this much output produce, and this is the closing stock of MP1 and MP2. Average market price of MP1 and MP2 is 80 and 50 respectively. This they have given to find out the sales ratio. Byproduct is sold at rupees 25 per unit. There is a profit of rupees 5,000 sale of byproduct after incurring separate processing charge of rupees 4,000 and packing charge of rupees 6,000. 6,000 was realized from the sale of scrap. Calculate the value of closing stock of MP1 and MP2 as on 31st March 2000. Now if you read solution now, doubt will not come. But if you do by your own, doubt will come. What I mean? If you read solution, but in exam you read question and then do by your own. Na? So only one point out will come. Let me ask that only. I think information is very much clear. What you will do about this? There is a profit of rupees 5,000 on sale of byproduct. Understood? What you will do about this? So there is a profit of rupees 5,000 on sale of byproduct. They have given one information. What you will do with this? If you can say me, means you have understood. If you can't say me, so just try to understand. If you can't say what happened to CA interest today. So CA interest will become toughest question, na? Bolo. Have you understood my question? You will say, I will say. You will say, I will say. You want to say or I will say? Understood? Because now if you read solution, you will have no doubt. But when you not read solution, you will think about this now. So I'm asking that only. Think and say me what need to be done. Got it what I am saying? Follow. Should I give one hint? Ignore. He's saying ignore. Why? Excellent. Super answer. Super answer. I was expecting same answer and you have given answer means you were concentrating in my class. So can I say this is a bakwas point? Bakwas, you know? Bakwas means not relevant point. Can I say byproduct is measured at cost price or NRV? NRV means sale price. So sale price include profit. So we don't require what profit information. If you require cost price, we will do sale price minus profit now. So this is actually a bakwas point to confuse you. That you take this information and do that mistake in exam. So those who have not understood Pakka will consider this point in exam and they will do one mistake and with that one mistake 0 mark. Now at CA final level, you have understood my emotion because already I have explained that cost price we should not determine for byproduct. So if you apply that concept, you have given me correct answer. But you only say at CA inter level, even though I explained in exam they directly ask this question and they have not created this question before exam. Not justified, na? Not justified. Justified or not justified? Not justified. Understood what I am saying? Ha, if they have created question before exam, then okay, then so we'll explain that. But when this question was asked, this was the first time they have asked that question in exam. Unjustified. Just write down bakwas as as byproduct is measured at what? NRV. Ignore this. Got it? But out of you also only one person has given me correct answer. Others were the thinking. So at CA final also you are struggling. So for CA enter the dangerous question and you pass that exam. So if you can pass that exam, you can pass CA final exam also. Correct? Now of course you can do it. Let us do calculation of NRV of byproduct. So selling price given 1600 into 25. Yes, now 1600 produced. Sale price is 25. From this we deduct separate processing charges 4000. Packing charges 6000. This become NRV of byproduct. So NRV means estimated selling price minus estimated selling expense. Estimated selling price minus estimated selling expense. Correct. Then we'll find a total joint cost. Joint cost for raw material given 1,60,000. Wages given 82. Fixed overhead total will be taken. Variable overhead 40,000. So this become 3,40,000. Out of this will deduct what? NRV of byproduct and sale price of scrap also. Sale value of scrap. So this will become total 30. This two is total 36,000. So this becomes 3,04,000 joint cost. Now this joint cost will be allocated in the ratio of sales value. So MP1 and MP2, what is the total output given? Multiply by sale price per unit, this become total sales value 2:1. So this entire joint cost will be allocated in this ratio. So they have allocated in 2:1 ratio. Now this become total cost price of MP1 and MP2 separately. Will divide by what? Total unit will get cost price per unit. So if you divide by total units, you will get cost price per unit. Now of course you should compare with NRV. So NRV can be considered as what? Sale price. Now sale price is more than what? Cost price. Therefore valuation will be done at cost price only. Therefore can I say valuation will be done at this price only. And therefore what is the closing stock given? This much closing stock given. Multiply with the cost price. This becomes the value of closing stock. Solution is very simple. Huh? Recently also they asked same to same question of I think 5 marks. I think recent exam only. Just to given December 21. But I think last exam also they have asked. Last exam. Understood? Same to same question was asked. Last exam also same to same question was asked. Understood? Yes, sir. Chalo. This also you have understood. One note is given: the treatment of scrap material will be similar to what? Byproduct. The treatment is same. That only we have done. Now coming to deferred settlement terms. This is a new point, and AS2 does not deals with this particular topic. Deferred settlement terms. Let me explain you what they want to do. Right now we are doing purchase of what? Purchase of inventory. Purchase of inventory. Now I ask you one question: whether purchase account is a nominal account or it is a personal account or real account. How many are saying nominal account? How many are saying real account? One is saying nominal account, one is saying real account. Others are saying what? 50-50. How many are saying nominal account? Correct. Only one is saying what? Real account, and real account is correct. Once again I prove whatever you have done at CA foundation level, you have done nothing. Arey, already I have explained you the meaning of real account. Real account are all asset. Abhi I said purchase of inventory. Inventory is what? Inventory is what? Expense. Abhi we have done meaning na. Inventories are what? Asset. Inventories are expense. अरे बोलना ना, inventories are expense or asset? We have done the meaning na. Inventories are asset and all assets are what? Means what journal entry we used to do? Purchase account, debit to cash account or creditor account. So this purchase account represent what? Inventory only na. Understood? So purchase account represent inventory. So inventories are asset. Therefore, it is what? A real account. देखो देखो देखो. What you have done, what you have not done. Ha! If it is a purchase adjusted account, if you remember, in Bachpan you have done one adjusted purchase account. Remember? Means if you have done open one account adjusted purchase account, this is different. This means what? Opening stock plus purchase minus closing stock. So if you deduct closing stock from this, means this is already sold, and as per matching concept, now it become an expense. Means can I say inventory will become expense when it is sold? Means suppose current year you purchase it and it is sold in the next year. So it is an expense of next year, not an expense of current year. That only we have done in Bachpan na. So this adjusted purchase is which account? Nominal account. Nominal account. Achha, where you have done, you have given correct answer. From where you have got real account? Achha, he asked some faculty only. Very smart. But if you read ICI study material na, this ICI study में the Gita. We don't read Gita. We'll follow what some philosopher. But okay, Gita means if you follow Hinduism, follow some other religion, तो आपको there is some other book you need to follow. Correct na? Means if you are other than you have Quran etc etc. Correct na? So that you can also follow. So for me, because I know Gita, so I'm reading Gita, but we actually don't read Gita. We'll go to some Pandit and we'll do whatever he says. But he don't know anything only. We also know what he knows. Understand what I'm saying? So read what? Gita, if you want proper knowledge. And therefore in CA final we say that your books should be based on ICS study material. If it is not based on ICS study material, there is a high chances that you will not be able to pass. So my book has been designed from ICS study material and I follow ICS solution only. If wrong, then also I will say follow ICS only. If ICS solution wrong, then also follow ICS, because you are writing which exam? ICS exam na. So I will inform you where it is wrong, then also follow that. Understood? Yes sir. So this is given in ICI study material. If you want to check, check it. So this was the discussion, but I was not discussing this. I was discussing purchase can be done in cash or can be done in credit. This was I was discussing. Now cash, suppose it can be sold in the market at rupees 1000. So of course what journal entry will do? Purchase account debit to cash or bank 1000. I think no doubt. So this purchase price is what? This purchase account is debited with purchase price, and purchase price means what? Invoice price minus trade discount plus GST, non-refundable taxes. This is purchase price. But in this will not add what? Directly attributable expenses. When I say cost of purchase, will add also what? Directly attributable expenses. Understood? So purchase price and cost of purchase are different. This is what? This is which price? purchase, and if you cost of purchase, what you will add? Directly attributable expenses. Understood what I'm saying? समझ में? Now credit, there can be two type of credit. One, credit period allowed does not exceed normal credit period. Have you understood this point? Normal credit period means normally as a customer business there is some normal credit period. For example, you have also taken classes here. We will allow you 10 days, that after 10 days you can pay the entire fees. But after 10 days, our staff will come, they will start asking what? They. However, we as a CA final student, we know that you will pay. We will not disallow in our class, means we will allow even though you are not paying, because we have some other type of relationship. Even though you are customer, but actually you are not my customer, you are my student, na? But in business, the customer is customer. Are you getting? So can is normal credit period. If suppose normal credit period is 30 days, suppose मान लेते हैं, normal credit period is 30 days, and goods are sold for this 30 days credit period. My question to you all, just apply common sense once again. How much you will charge to your customer? 1000 or more than 1000? 1000. 100% correct. Means in this case also, the journal entry will what? Purchase account, debit to creditor. How much? 1000 only, na? 1000. Understood? But second case, credit period exceed what? Normal credit period. Now suppose normal credit period is 30 days, but when customer came and he asks what? 1 year credit or 2 year credit. So you will of course sell them. But will you charge 1000 or more than 1000? Of course more than 1000. And suppose it is 1 year or 2 year, so you will charge interest based on what? Market rate of interest. Market rate of interest. So suppose credit period allowed is 1 year. And let us assume market rate of interest, let us assume 10%. So my question to you all, what will be the sale price? Sale price will be 1100 only. Sorry, not sale price, we should say purchase price, na? Because here we are dealing with purchase. Purchase price will be what? 1100 only. Correct. Means whatever invoice you have received from the seller. Suppose you have received invoice. Whether in this invoice the seller will write down like this: sale 1000, interest 100. Whether he will like this, whether he will mention like this. Have you seen any invoice where interest is mentioned separately? No, no. Means as a customer business now, interest is a negative term. Now if you write interest now, customer will become what? Unhappy. You say, acha, interest. You charge extra, okay, but don't say interest. So normally sale has been done at 1100. Means you come, you want 1 year, and I said for you 1100. Okay, done. But if you say market rate of it is 10%, I will charge 10% interest extra, he will go to some other person. The interest is a negative term in India. In India, there is a negative term. Am I right or not? Even though if you are coming, suppose you want 15 days or 1 month or 2 months credit, and if I say you need to pay 10% interest, you will come, you will join. But can I say you'll become angry or not? You'll, definitely you'll say negative about me. Definitely. I know na, because I will also do like that. We are Indian na. So first of all, Indian, it is a negative term. And therefore in invoice we don't like write like this. It's always mention what 1100. Understood. Now my question to you all, the cost means purchase price should be what amount? Purchase price should be 1000 ki 1100. 1000 ki 1100. Means you are applying common sense. You are applying common sense now, because in AS2 you have not done this point. So in my class, if you apply common sense, all answer you can give me. Means you become C and think like C and give answer. Purchase is what 1000, 10% extra is interest now. It means what journal entry will do. Suppose the contract was done on 1/4/2023. The first journal entry will purchase account debit 1000 to creditor how much? 1000 only. And can you say at year end 31st March 2024, can you say we'll pass one more journal entry, interest account debit how much? 100 to creditor how much? 100. Means payable is 1100 only. Means payment will be done as per contract, but accounting will be done as per substance of the contract. This is substance over form. Means invoice is a legal document, but will you do accounting based on legal document? No, no. We'll do accounting based on substance. Substance is what? The purchase price is not 1100, it is what? 1000. Means can I say in this way? The cost price will be equal to present value of future payment. Can we say in this way? Cost price of inventory will be equal to present value of future payment. Future payment is 1100. If you discount at 10%, it will come 1000 only now. Or can I say this is nothing but purchase price at normal credit terms? Can I say in this way? Purchase price at normal credit terms. Both will be same only na. Understood? Have you understood? Have you understood? I think concept done. Have you understood the entire concept? So what India says, let us come. If inventories are purchased on deferred settlement terms, purchase price for normal credit terms will be the cost price. Purchase price for normal credit terms. Here's the purchase price for normal. The purchase price will be what? Invoice price minus what? Trade discount or rebate plus what? GST for which credit is not available. I'm not writing non-refundable duties and taxes, but it will also include custom duty, import duty also. Correct? So this will be purchase price. So purchase price at normal credit terms, but it will not include directly attributable expenses to bring the inventory in present location, huh? Because that is cost of purchase. Or it can be present value of all future payment. And now can I say future payment minus present value of future payment will be interest element. So that interest element will be recognized over the period of credit. Over the period of credit. So interest will be deferred settlement amount means future payment minus present value of future payment. And this will be recognized, means this interest will be recognized as an expense over the period of credit and will never be included in the cost price of inventory. Means it will never be added to the cost price of inventory. Understood? One simple example I have taken. A Limited purchased inventory at rupees 60 lakh on 1/4/2016 on 2 years. Because in exam, suppose they have given 2 years. So will you estimate normal credit or more than normal credit? More than normal credit. You can't say, no, no, sir, 2 year we'll assume normal credit. Then it means you are fighting with the question. In exam, we should not fight with the emotions of the question. If you are fighting, then you will suffer. Correct? So on 2 year credit, it is given which is more than normal credit period because this question I have created. Huh? But in exam, it may be silent also. Whenever rate of discount is given, it means it is more than what? Normal credit period. Correct? Rate of interest for similar transaction is 10%. Means what they have given, rate of discount they have given. Calculate cost price of inventory and past journal entry. So you can say cost price of inventory will be present value of 60 lakh discounted at what? 10% for how many year? 2 year. So it will be 60 lakh into 8264. That will be 49 lakh 58,400. Correct. So what journal entry you will do on 1/4/2016? Purchase account debit to creditor. Purchase account debit to creditor at what amount? Present value. So that is 49 lakh, 49 lakh is 58,400. It's a purchase account. In Bachpan, na, when I was studying, so I used to always think that when we are purchasing camera and camera is used in business, we are opening camera account. What happened with inventory achanak se? When you are purchasing inventory, we are opening purchase account. Why not inventory account? Understood? Because it is an asset now. Am I right or not? Just try to understand. Means you have done one journal entry purchase account debit 1 lakh to cash 1 lakh. This is which year? 23-24. 23-24. And it remain unsold. Understood? For the SOPL and balance sheet. It will come where? It will come in SOPL or balance sheet. I am asking very simple question. You are thinking this much. It will come where? In balance sheet or SOPL? Huh? SOPL. It will come in SOPL. But in SOPL, what we write? Income and expense. In balance sheet, what we write? Asset, equity, and liability. This is unsold. So it is an asset or expense. So you are saying SOPL. Basic. No, no, no. Chodo. But I am asking that you explain. I have said it will come in balance in SOPL. You are saying SOPL because of rectification. Huh? Whatever you have done, that is rectification. Asset will come where? You are saying where? So you are wrong or correct? Wrong now, accepting or not? I am loud, it does not mean I am scolding. Huh? It does not mean I am scolding you. Believe me, I am not scolding you. Because I know the status of a student who passed in what? With due respect to every teachers. With due respect to every teachers. But I know you are the victim of that teachers. You have been exploited. You have been exploited. You have done accounting, but not as per ICI. You passed with good, with because of God. Because ICI is not asking that level question. Understand what I am saying? ICI are asking question from book only. Once they start asking question, newly created question, then maja aayega. But they are not asking that. Whatever given, asking that. What given, asking that. Am I right or not? Abhi, I have said purchase account is an inventory. Inventory is what asset. Then also you are saying well SOPL. Means you should bring poison for me. Not for you, but bring sweet poison. Huh? You should bring what? Sweet wala poison because I don't like what? ठीक है Or what you should do when I'll go to ground floor from पीछे से धक्का देना. What is this? I'm just kidding that this is time to change, otherwise ICI will change you. Time to change, otherwise ICI will change you or market will change you. Understood? Of course, it will come where. So guys, it's better we should pass inventory account debit to what? Entire difficulty arises because of purchase account. We should write on inventory account only, na? Inventory account debit to cash. Believe me, if I would have done inventory account debit to cash now, कोई doubt ही नहीं आता. It is an asset. Will come where in balance sheet. Am I right or not? At CA final level, na, you can write on inventory account debit to cash. At CA foundation, CA inter, I also don't teach because who is checking paper, I don't know. So CA inter, CA foundation, I also say purchase account debit means I will explain them. It is inventory, but we open purchase account which represent inventory account. Understood? But you can run inventory account debit to cash also. Inventory will come where? Balance sheet. Doubt भी नहीं आएगा. Means बचपन में क्या किया? You have written two opening stock, nil. To purchase how much? 1 lakh. And then by closing stock how much? 1 lakh. This you have done. And ultimately zero profit. This you have done in your bachpan. My question to you all, in SOPL, we write income and expense. Income in which side? Credit side. Expense which side? Debit side. Whether closing stock is an asset or income. But why we are writing here? Have you asked this question with CA Foundation and CA Inter faculty? You have never asked. Because सोचा ही नहीं. You have never thought about this. Why you have never thought? Because there was no one to make you realize this. Understood rectification, the power of rectification? The power of rectification you understood? अरे बोल रे. This is power of rectification. Understood what I am saying? Once again, I am not demotivating you because I was the same like you. If I can become CA and if I can become expert, you can also become expert. In CA Inter, I was just like you only. Yeah? Actually, what happened? What happened when I was in CA Inter? Na? So I have never taken coaching class. Some event occurred, and because of that reason, I started teaching. I started learning conceptually. So one day, my friend taken me in one of demo class of accounts, and he has given this concept that time. I was so impressed. Inter, huh? Not foundation. Arre baap re baap. And from that time, I have understood that we need to learn conceptually. And I changed my process of learning from that moment. Understood? That was one turning point. Yeah, I understood that whatever I have done up to CA foundation, that was actually not conceptually clear. So I realized something is happening, something we need to change it. But that you need to also realize. The closing stock, why it is coming? Now you need to answer me. The closing stock income, whether it is an income. So actually this presentation is not correct only. And therefore no CA will present in this way. Understood? Normally, I just want to explain something more, but have you understood this much? Correct? Means suppose in the next year, 24-25, next year, na? Suppose this was sold 1 lakh, inventory was sold at what? 1,20,000. So now it become an expense. So in the next year, what you used to do? You used to write on two opening stock how much? 1 lakh. To purchase how much? Nil. By closing stock how much? Nil. And by sales how much? 1,20,000. and there is a profit of how much? 20,000. In this way you should do, and in balance sheet what will come? Nil, no inventory. Understood? Correct. But can I say it will become expense in the year in which inventory was sold? As per which concept? Matching concept. Means actually we should write in this way. By sales 1,20,000 and to cost of sales is what? 1 lakh. Means my journal entry should be what? Initial journal entry is what? Inventory, which you will do in CA final. CA final I will teach you this journal entry in some of the chapter. In some of the chapter we will open this account. When we got, I will say inventory account debit how much? 1 lakh initially. To bank how much? 1 lakh. Initial journal entry this. Next year this inventory will become expense. What is the name of expense? Cost of sales. So cost of sales will be transferred to what? PL, and to what? Will de-recognize what? Inventory 1 lakh. This is the entry, and can I say this journal entry if done at CA foundation level, no doubt will come. If this journal entry I will teach now, but I'm not able to teach because of CA foundation study material. I'm willing to teach, but if I teach, they will not be able to answer as per ICI solution. And I don't know who is checking the paper. I don't know. छोड़ना आप उतना है फाउंडेशन में अभी आई मीन फाउंडेशन राइट नाउ बट हैव यू अंडरस्टूड दिस पॉइंट हैव यू अंडरस्टूड दिस पॉइंट can you see if I will teach in this way no doubt will not come. So in CA final now we'll pass this journal. In CA final we'll pass this journal. Correct? Understood? कहाँ से कहाँ पहुँच गए? Correct? Can you see this closing stock when I am writing whether it is income, it is not an income. Means when I am saying buy closing stock, so we are not recording closing stock. We are removing it from debit side and transferring it to balance sheet. The concept is this. Because we are reducing expense. It is reduction in expense now. Because you said this is a total, but actually the expense 0. So 1 lakh minus 1 lakh we are doing. It is actually reducing the expense and transferring it to balance sheet because it is an asset, not an expense. So we record purchase, but we found that acha, it is not yet sold only, then transfer it to what? Balance sheet. This is a traditional accounting. We follow traditional accounting, is traditional bookkeeping. Got it? Chalo. Now you have understood this. So I was just giving the basic concept. I think this you have understood. Purchase account debit to creditor. So we can add on inventory account debit to creditor also. Then next year interest expense account debit to creditor at which rate? 10%. So 10% of this amount came. The next year once again interest expense account debit to creditor 10% of cumulative amount that you can calculate. Normally last year interest would be balancing figure. So you can calculate this as a balancing figure and then creditor account debit to bank 60. This type of question can be expected in exam, till now to not asked. So it can be expected, important from examination point of view, till now to not asked. Understood? Then coming to the next point, cost of agriculture produce harvested from biological acid. Now biological acid means what? First I need to define that. Biological acid means living element, living plant. That is known as biological acid. Because human beings are not animal, human beings are worse than animals, therefore they are not biological acid. Accounting consider human beings are not acid. So they are worse than what? Animal. But biological animal are what? Acid. And therefore they say biological acid. So biological acid means what? Living animal and plant. Living animal and plant. Understood this point? Now biological acid will be discussed when I will do Ind AS 41. Ind AS 41. So right now can I say it will be thoda sa difficult for me to explain this point. What we'll do, we'll skip this point and automatically this entire discussion will be done where? So refer what? Refer Ind AS 41. Don't worry, I will only come back to Ind AS 2. Don't worry. But right now can I say unnecessary I need to go to Ind AS 41, then I need to come back to Ind AS 2. So can I say it will be double teaching? So better we'll keep this point for Ind AS 41 only. Correct? So ignore it right now. Completely ignore it. So cost price now we have understood. Special 3 point also we have discussed. First is joint product and byproduct, then deferred settlement terms, and then agriculture produce harvested from biological asset. This point we have not yet done. Now coming to net realizable value, NRV. Can you say NRV is one estimation at each reporting date? So it is an accounting estimate. It is an accounting estimation. Can you say accounting estimation may be different from actual happening? It is only an estimation. Estimation on which date? On reporting date. So now we need to understand what is the NRV of finished goods as well as stock in trade, then WIP and then raw material. There are three particular cases. First let us find out NRV of finished goods or stock in trade because both are held for sale in OCP. So very simple, NRV means estimated selling price minus estimated selling expenses. Estimated selling expenses means expenses which will be incurred to make such sale, which will be incurred to make such sale. Will be now future. Will be means future. Means for example, the estimated selling price means the sale price at which it can be sold is 100. But to make sale, we need to pay a commission of rupees 2 rupees to suppose some consignee. You have done consignment. Consignment you have done. You need to pay commission to consignee. So it means 98 become what? NRV, which will be recovered on sale of such inventory. So that become what? NRV. Already I said NRV is not equal to what? Already I have said NRV is not fair value. Is not fair value. Understood this point? So fair value and NRV are two different terms. So, oh sorry, I should write down here na. NRV is not fair value. Now coming to WIP, work in progress. Work in progress. So what will be the NRV of WIP? My question to you all, can we estimate the sale price of WIP? No. Why? Because we sell finished goods. We do not sell WIP. So management cannot estimate the sale price of WIP. Means we sell finished goods. We don't sell WIP. So management cannot estimate the sale price of WIP. Right or not? Correct only. What is the objective of this chapter? Objective of this chapter is to find out expected loss on sale of WIP or on sale of finished goods. Finished goods. It means can I say we need to find out what can be the expected loss on sale of finished goods which are produced from this WIP. Right or not? Means the objective is to find out what can be the expected loss on sale of finished goods which will be produced from this WIP. It means the NRV of WIP is based on NRV of finished goods. It means first we need to estimate a sale price of finished goods which will be produced from this WIP. Therefore, they say estimate the selling price of finished goods. From this deduct estimated selling expense of finished goods. This become what? NRV of finished goods. Understood? And from this will deduct the estimated cost to complete the production. Estimated cost to complete the production. Understood? So if you deduct estimated cost to complete the production, this become NRV of WIP. NRV of WIP. It means, just try to understand. Suppose this is 100 This is 10. So on sale we can recover 90. Correct. Now for WIP, already you have incurred 50 rupees and cost to complete is 30 rupees. Correct. Understood? Are you able to understand? Estimated cost to complete is 30 rupees. So we should deduct what, 30, and this become what, 90 minus 30, 60. So this become NRV. Means now to find out the value of WIP, cost price is what, 50, NRV is equal to what, 60, and therefore can I say value is equal to what, 50, and loss is what, 0. Have you understood? Have you understood what I am saying? Bolo. But suppose if I say in this way, case 2, this is 50, and suppose this is also 40, 50 कर दो. This is 50. Then your answer will change. 100, 10, 90, 50. This is 40. Now your cost price in situation number 2 is 50 and NRV is 40. The value is 40. So there is a loss of what? 10. It is simple. 10 is what? Expected loss on sale of what? Finished good. Expected loss on sale of what? Finished good. Why? Because you can see NRV is what? And this is what? Difference is what? 10. Means the objective is to find out expected loss on sale of finished good. Formula you have understood. Beautiful formula they have given. Beautiful formula. Now if you say this is to 80, so here there is a gain. So as a conservatism principle, we do not recognize expected gain. Yeah, expected income. And as a formula, I think formula is very simple. The same formula where you have done. See, enter to no much discussion is required. Simple, the formula is what, can you repeat with me? First find out NRV of finished goods. From that deduct cost to complete, estimated cost to complete, that become NRV of WIP. Done? Now coming to raw material. Once again, can we estimate the NRV of raw material? Means sale price of raw material. Cannot estimate the sale price because we do not sell what? Raw material. It means here the objective is to find out what? Expected loss on sale of finished goods which will be produced from these raw material. Correct. Just try to understand. Suppose you, these are the inventory. Correct now. Correct. And this is consumed in the production process. So then raw material 0. This is raw material. And this is already consumed. Then raw material 0. Then we are not doing any valuation of raw material. Na? Means you purchase raw material until now it is not consumed. Then we are doing valuation. Na? Have you understood this point? Once again. Once again. First, we are just trying to think what is happening. Because reading and thinking are two different things. When you think, you need to visualize what happened. When you visualize, तो मजा आता है. Understood? I don't believe in this part because I can also do visualization effect here. Some diagram will come. I don't believe in that type of study because that will actually deviate you. Normally, that type of study will deviate you. When some cartoon will come, understood? Some diagram will be different. I think that actually deviates. At CA final level professional course we are doing, that deviation is not required. From my point of view. And I don't believe in that. Because normally that actually deviates student. Student started thinking, student will go to some other area. अच्छा, मजा तो आ रहा है. But they will start thinking something else. From my point of view. देखो एक imaginary visualization बनाते हैं. Always think whenever you student create one imagination in your mind. If you are CA, what you'll do? Have you understood what I'm saying? You purchase this raw material and till now not consumed, then only valuation is done. Na? Not we are here to find out NRV of this raw material. We are here to find out NRV, na? So what is that NRV we are understanding? Now, what is the objective of this chapter? To find out expected loss on sale of which will be produced from this raw material. This raw material. Am I right or not? This raw material, which is in my hand. For it, correct. Have you understood? Now let us see what they say. If the finished goods in which raw material will be incorporated, oh, means the finished goods which will be produced from the given raw material is expected to be sold. If the finished goods is expected to be sold at their cost price or more than their cost price, means at cost price of finished goods or more than cost price of finished goods. My question to you all, whether there is an expected loss, there is an expected profit now. If there is an expected profit, will you write down anything? No, it means value raw material at what? Value raw material at what? Cost price, that is only given. Then value raw material at cost price of raw material. But if the finished goods in which raw material will be incorporated is expected sold at below the cost price of finished goods, means there is an expected loss. If there is an expected loss, it means we should write down inventory of raw material. By what amount, that we need to understand. In that case, our Ind AS 2 says that value raw material at cost price of raw material and their replacement cost means lower of cost price and replacement cost. Bolo? Lower of cost price and replacement cost. You remember this thing? AS2? Remember, you forgotten? Replacement cost? Same thing is given in AS2. But in CA Inter they are not asking this question. It is quite possible teacher has also skipped it. Quite possible. Have you done this point? You have done only NRB. Yes, bolo ya no bolo. Not, do not remember na. I know what teacher teach because ICA is not asking at CA Inter level. So quite possible they have not done this. Quite possible. Quite possible. So it is a lower of what? Cost price and replacement cost. So sir, what is replacement cost? You are not supposed to leave me. You will ask me this question. So what is replacement cost? Replacement cost means what? Current purchase price. Means at what price it can be replaced as on today. Means at what price similar asset you will purchase today. Understood? Now my question to you all, everyone. Suppose the cost price of finished goods is 100 and you are forced to sell at rupees 80. What can be the possible reason? Means you produce finished goods at rupees 100 but you are now forced to sell at rupees 80. Means you will not sell na. Means there is no other option to sell at what? 80. What can be the possible reason? What can be the possible reason? Outdated. One is what? It only become obsolete. Okay? Means decline in the value of product only. One reason is. Second, decline in the value of product. Understood now? Decline in the value of finished product I am saying. Second reason, defective. Nah, see, that is no, that is not. Defective is something else. Chalo, theek hai. I am saying it is not defective. It is effective only. Defective, so there is some reason, other reason. Defective materials, of course, it cannot be sold at what? More than cost price. It means it is good only, but you are forced to sell at what? Lower than cost price, below cost price. What may be the possible reason? One reason you have said decline in the price of product. Huh? You are just giving some rare situation. The rare situation, rare na. rare situation, then why you are saying? Simple, come to the basic thing. Why you are going with the hi-fi thing? Hey, why sir, government fix this rate. मजा आ रहा है. I'm asking very A B C D. You are going to directly to Z. Simple. Can I say there can be competition in the market? Due to competition, I need to sell at what? Lower price. One reason this. Or can I say there can be decline in the price of raw material? Suppose before COVID-19, I purchased some raw material, but I have not started production. During COVID-19, the price of raw material declined. Now my competitor is purchasing at what price? Lower price. They are selling at what? Lower price. I am forced to sell at lower price or not? Means this can be one of the reason of decline in the is expected loss on sale of finished goods. Means one of the reason is current purchase price of raw material. There is nothing but replacement cost. This can be one of the reason or not, and therefore India has to say that if you are selling the finished goods at below cost price, one of the reason is current purchase price of raw material. Therefore, compare it with what? Current purchase price. That is replacement cost. Whichever is lower. Understood? Correct. I hope you have understood this much. Correct. Let me come to one question I have created. Is I have taken from some book. This type of question has not been given in ICS study material. But to understand the concept, that question is relevant. Can we take that question if you permit? Means whenever I will take some question from other sources, now I will take permission. I will take your permission. Other sources, means this is not a question of ICS study material. Means this type of question may or may not be asked. Will not be asked only. I know. So can I take this question if you permit? And you take your permission, na rahiye? Otherwise it is sir, you don't know how to teach. Teach as per ICI. Okay. A Limited uses single raw material that convert that into finished product. During the current period, the cost of production and sales are as follows. But during the current period, but it is the information given at the beginning of the year, at the end of the year, at any point of time. When I say during means what? At any point of time? At any point of time. So raw material 3 units at rupees 8 each means to produce 1 unit of finished good, 3 units of raw material required. And the cost price of that raw material during the year was how much? 8 rupees. Then cost of conversion 26 means total cost price of finished good is how much? For it is 50 now, which can be sold at what? 75. On balance sheet date, there is a steep fall in the price of product. There is a price of product means finished product means from 75 it becomes 45 because of competition and steep fall in the material price. Because of steep fall in raw material price also. Currently material can be purchased at rupees 4. This is what? This is what replacement cost. On balance sheet date, there are 1 lakh units of raw material in stock. Purchased on 31st March. Means on balance sheet date they have purchased how many raw material? 1 lakh. At what price? 5 per unit. You are required to value inventory as on balance sheet date. Understood? My question to you all. You have read the question? I think you have understood also. Batao. It should be valued at cost price or replacement cost. You are not supposed to read the answer. Huh? Cost price or replacement cost? Cost price or replacement cost? How many are saying cost price? How many are saying cost price? How many are saying replacement cost? Arey, you need to raise hand when I'm asking. How many are saying cost price? One. How many are saying replacement cost? Balance. What you are saying? Anything मजा आ रहा है? Means doubt है. Someone is saying cost price. Someone is saying replacement cost. One answer is correct. Prima facie, if I am a student, I will also say what? Replacement cost. But the answer is what? Cost price. What I said, prima facie, if I am also a student, I will also say what? Replacement cost. So even though you are saying replacement cost, there is nothing to become unhappy. But those who have given answer cost price, means they have understood the emotions of the concept. Means actually they have understood the emotions of the concept. Can you explain why you have said cost price? Only to understand whether you have said logically or not. Very good, excellent. Then very good. Means can I say we need to find out the cost price of finished good which is produced from which raw material? Which is in hand na. Means at rupees 5. Means this information is not relevant. We want information as some balance sheet date. It means my cost of production is 3 into 5, that is 15, and cost of conversion is 26. The total cost is what? Total cost of producing that finished good right now from this raw material is what? 41, and it can be sold at what? 45, which is more than what? Cost price, and therefore value raw material at rupees 5 is cost price, and therefore the entire value is what? 1 lakh into 5, that is 5. This is CA final. CA final, understood the difference? But in CA final also till now they have not asked this question. Similar question they have asked, but this is the level of CA final. If they ask from this chapter, they will not ask lollipop question now. They will give cost price and which will lower मजा आ रहा है. They will not ask this type of questions now. They will ask this type of question. You can now read the answer. Answer is given. Have you understood? So in my class, one thing you have understood that you need to have a lot of concentration and ignore whatever you have done where is the enter. There too you have done pap. Understood? Chalo. This also you have understood. Can I say we have understood this much? Correct. Now let us go. How to determine expected sale price per NRB? Till now, no question have been asked from this particular case. But from my point of view, now they will start asking MCQ. This becomes super important. And already in recently they have also created one question based on this. Initially there was no question based on this, but recently they have created one question based on this, but till now not asked in exam. Let me create one example ki how to determine sale price. Suppose on balance sheet date, means on reporting date, you have stock of 10,000 TV. TV, you know, television. Now out of this stock, this inventory which is not yet sold, you have done one contract to sell. Contract, and this contract was done on or before what? 31st March. To sell 2000 TV at rupees. Acha, cost price to I have given, I have not given. Cost price is equal to 40,000 per TV. Understood? So 2000 at rupees 50,000. Understood this point? Contract to sale has been done, but control is not transferred. So guys, if control is not transferred, it is an inventory. It is not inventory. It is your inventory. So it is not a sale of this year, because right now we have not done Ind AS 1.5, but you have applied your common sense. Control is not transferred. It is your asset only. It is under your control. So it is not a sale, and therefore it is an inventory. Now what is the balance unit? Balance is what? 8,000. Out of this 8,000, 3,000 was actually sold before approval of what? Financial statement at rupees 35,000. Don't ask me why 35,000. Huh? Don't ask me why 35,000. Understood? There may be some reason. Understood? Correct? And the balance 5,000 remain unsold on the date of approval of financial statement, but management is expecting to sell at 30,000. Understood? This is the information. बताओ. For 2,000 units, what will be the value? His cost price is what? 40,000 per unit. NRB is what? NRB is what? NRB will be what? 50,000. The contract is already done, so it need to be sold at what? 50,000 only. Whenever contract is done, it is enforceable by law. Means it is non-cancelable. Non-cancelable are those contracts which can be cancelled. You remember? Correct? Which can be cancelled on payment of penalty. Means it is one type of executory contract. Everything we have done somewhere. Every point is linked. My all points are linked. So NRB become what? 50,000. And therefore value is equal to what? 40,000. I think in this too no doubt. But for these and this, बताओ, cost price is 40,000. Cost price is equal to 40,000. So what will be NRB? If you can say me correct, I will say till now whatever I have said you have understood. It will be what? Means NRB will be 50,000 or 35,000. Means nothing happened to inventory. Huh? Inventory is same only. Inventory same, means it is not a damaged inventory now. Correct now. I have not said anything about it. It means that is same inventory. Same inventory. Batao. It will be 50,000, 35,000. Please fast. 35, 50. 35 na. 35,000. Here what? Here what? Management is expecting to sell it at rupees 30,000 on the date of approval. Batao. It is what? NRV is what? It's so loud. I'm not able to understand. You're saying, how can I understand, Baba? Bolo. 30,000? Means देखो, first तो your answer was not having any confidence. So if you do not have confidence, you will waste your time in exam. Even though your answer is correct, this is 100% correct. This is also 100% correct. This is also 100% correct. But you have doubt about yourself. In exam hall, either you leave it or you will take much time. Both are dangerous from exam point of view. Till now, देखो, whatever happened till now, whenever you are giving answers, most of the time you are correct or not. Most of the time you are correct or not. Even though you are doubting about yourself, so don't doubt. Whatever you know, just say. Arey bhai, this point already I have done under India's 10. It is an adjusting even or not. Already I have done. I am linking with that point only. I was linking with India's 10 only. The same thing. Value become what? 35,000. And here value become what? 30,000. Understood? This is the answer. And same thing is given under India's 2. What India's 2 says? Let us check. First preference means how to determine the sale price. First preference, binding agreement on reporting date. Binding agreement on reporting date for which control has not been transferred. True or not? This contract is already made, so any sale price in that contract will become the sale price by an arbitrary determination. Second preference, sale agreed before approval of financial statement. So any sale agreed before approval of financial statements should be taken into consideration. Last preference, fair estimation given by manager. Means whenever we go to stock audit, have you gone to stock audit? You have done stock audit. So stock audit you do counting, you also estimate the value. Counting. Then it means it is not a stock audit. You see, are not made for that way. Whether we are made for counting. We don't count and never count also. Ask the management to count. You do only sampling. Go and do sample checking. Understood? We auditor are not for counting. That I realized when I went for the first time stock audit when I was in Deloitte. Then I understood what is the importance of an auditor. Got it? So now stock audit don't count only. If they are asking to count, you say I am not your employee. I am auditor. Even though right now I'm articles, but I am acting like auditor right now. You correct na? You are acting like an auditor na? You are on behalf of CA. Don't count. Let them count. You do sampling and then start doing valuation on basis of these. Because we are here to find out the value of stock na on 31st March. That is more important. Chalo theek hai. Now, but have you understood? I am expecting one question based on this. I think story you have understood. Coming to cost formula. This cost formula is very simple. This I will not do in detailed discussion. Why? Because same thing you are doing from bachpan. FIFO, LIFO, weighted average. FIFO have not applicable in India. That also you know. So this is only I'll just give a discussion. Then do it by your own. There's no question I will take. Chalega. So FIFO what I will teach at CA final. It's insult for you. Am I right or not? So I will not do because I know what you don't know. I know you know FIFO. I know you know weighted average also. Okay? So I'm not discussing, I'm not wasting my time on that. But let us understand. Techniques for inventory valuation means we are discussing about cost formula. For the understanding cost formula, the entire inventories has been divided into two categories. Inventories which are ordinary interchangeable, inventories which are not ordinary interchangeable. The inventories which are not ordinary interchangeable are those units which are dissimilar. Dissimilar units means, can I say it means we are dealing with dissimilar items. We are dealing with dissimilar items and normally these are expensive items and these are customized. These are custom made as per the specification given by customer. For example, we are manufacturer of gold ornaments. So can I say we will manufacture as per the customized given by the customer, and every gold ornaments will be similar or dissimilar. Even though design is similar, but weight will be different. Am I right or not? So for that, can you do average account, average costing? So in that case, we do unit costing. For each unit, we identify the separate cost and do find out separate cost for each unit. That is known as what is specific identification method. Specific identification method means we need to identify the cost for each unit and then calculate the cost price of each unit. Correct. For example, we are doing manufacturing of aeroplane. So one aeroplane will be 1 unit, and can I say that will be customized based on the specification given by the customer? So can we do average costing? Not possible. They are the unit costing only will do. For this means for these, normally these are for expensive items. But there are many items which are normally interchangeable. For example, if I am producing calculator, so can I see will produce calculator in bulk quantity and all the quantity will be similar only. Means suppose I am doing production of this calculator, so each unit will be same na, be different. In that production process, it will be same na. In one production process, a different production process can be different units, but in that production process, it will be same or different. Same only. Correct. That become what? Interchangeable. It can be ordinary interchangeable. For that, for inventory which are ordinary interchangeable, what India has to say that if you can calculate actual cost, means if actual cost can be calculated, then okay, thank you very much. So if actual cost price can be calculated, then apply two cost formula, either first in first out method, or you can also apply weighted average price method. But we cannot apply LIFO in India. Last in first out method is not applicable. It is not applicable. Now you know first in first out method, you know weighted average cost price method. I'm not discussing much on this. Correct. Can you say for actual cost, you need to keep your stock recordings, means how much you purchased, how much you sold, and how much unit left. So this recording is required, then only you can apply FIFO or weighted average cost record. Means whenever we are not maintaining stock records, so FIFO and weighted average cost price method cannot be applied. For example, my father is a small retailer, sorry, wholesaler only. He's a wholesaler, but a small businessman, and normally will not keep stock records. What he will do, after every interval, periodic interval, some staff will go and count out this, will do counting of stock, and that will become stock. But they will not keep any records. They will not keep any records ki how much coming, how much going. Understood what I am saying? Can I say in that case it is not possible to apply FIFO and weighted average? Are you able to understand? Correct. For example, we are departmental store. So departmental store, there is one item or 1 lakh items. It is not possible to keep records only. Correct now. If it is not possible to keep records, so can you see we can't apply FIFO and weighted average? It means we can't determine actual cost. If you can't determine actual cost, we can't find stock of inventory. If we cannot find out stock of inventory, it means we cannot prepare balance sheet only. Therefore, some relaxation has been given. Because financial statement is required now. So therefore, some relaxation has been given. So they have given some techniques of valuation, which will give not actual cost but approximate cost. Understood? So they have given some techniques of valuation which will give some approximate cost if we are not able to find out what actual cost. So there are two technique has been given. One is known as standard costing. One is known as adjusted selling price method. Adjusted selling price method has been done in CA Foundation also. This adjusted selling price method is for trading organization. For which organization? Trading. And standard costing is for what? Manufacturing organization. Correct? Standard costing, do you know? Standard costing, you know na? अरे बोलना रे. One chapter was there in costing. So I am not going to teach you standard costing. But can you see if you know standard costing, but it is based on actual or estimated? It is based on estimated normal level of efficiency. Am I right or not? So it is based on approximate cost. So some relaxation has been given by given a technique, standard costing. Even though you are not able to calculate actual cost, find out approximate cost. Adjusted selling price method is for which organization? Trading organization. In this, what they say, First, find out sale price of closing stock. Sale price of closing stock for my father, they will count the stock, correct? Suppose 1000 units. And now my father know the sale price, multiply by sale price. They know sale price. And now my father know profit margin also. Because retail department, we know the profit margin is 20%, 30%. So if I deduct profit margin, so what I will get? Cost price of what? Closing stock. Again, this is an indirect way to find out cost price of closing stock, but this is not actual cost. This is not actual cost. Simply they say find out sale price of closing stock, then minus uniform gross margin, that will become what? Cost price of closing stock. This is known as adjusted selling price method. See a foundation where we used to take some questions. Okay, very simple. You can do it by room. Have you understood? Entire discussion. Have you understood this point? Yes, sir. Now, there is one question given in ICS study material. That question you can answer only when you have understood a concept. If you have not understood the concept now, you will not be able to give answer. Let me take one question. One question has been given. Question 9. Mars Fashion is a new luxury retail company located in Lajpat Nagar. Kindly advise the accountant of the company on necessary accounting treatment for the following items. One of the company product line is beauty product, particularly cosmetics such as lipsticks, moisturizer, and compact makeup kits. I know all these items because I am married. ठीक है ना? Understood? I know all these items. You know, the company sells hundred of different brands of this product. Each product is quite similar. Is purchased at similar price and has a short life cycle before a new similar product is introduced. The point of sale and inventory system is not yet fully functioning in the department. Means what? We do not keep stock records. Correct. The sales manager of the cosmetic department is unsure of the cost of each product but is confident of the selling price and has reliably informed you the company on average make gross margin of 65% of its time. So the which method? You will apply which method? You can understand the concept. You have right now said this because I have done detailed discussion. I have done detailed discussion because of that reason right now you are saying adjusted selling price method. Correct now. Now this question become important. Achha, just I don't adjusted selling price method and retail price method are same. There are adjusted selling price method and known as what? Retail price method. Also known as retail price method. So they have written retail method. Only one sentence answer. Got it? Second. Mars Fashion also sells handbag. The company manufacture their own handbag as they wish to assure of quality and craftsmanship which goes into each handbag. The handbag are manufactured in India in the head office factory which has made handbag for the last 50 years. Normally Mars manufacture 1 lakh handbag a year in their handbag division which is use 15% of the space and overhead of head office factory. The division employed 10 people and is seen as being efficient division with the overall company. But of which method? You have not understood. These handbags, whatever they are manufacturing, whether they are interchangeable or not interchangeable, they will produce similar handbags now. Because they will produce, so whenever they are going for production, there will be similar handbags. So it means this will be what? Standard costing. Will apply what? Standard costing. Standard costing. Understood. Correct. Just try to understand whenever we produce in large quantity, it cannot be specific identification matter. Already I have said expensive item. This handbag will be about 2000, 3000, 5000, 9000, 10,000, maximum 1 lakh for high class people. Correct now? But it not will not be 1 crore, 2 crore, 3. It can be, Baba. Understood. Chalo. If there is diamond, it can be 1 crore also. But I hope you have understood. the emotions. Emotions you understood? Correct. Can I continue because I would like to complete it today without break. चलो मजा भी आ रहा है. Now comparison of NRV and cost price. Now how to compare NRV and cost price? Correct. So what India has to say that comparison should be done on item by item basis. Item by item basis. And group basis can be applied when circumstances require. Means what does it mean? Item by item basis. What they want to say? Suppose you have different type of items. So you have rice. Why I am taking rice? Because my father is a grocery dealer. I am taking that example. Rice is one item. Wheat is one item. There can be n number of items. The rice has different quality A, B. Wheat has different quality P, Q, R. The cost price is suppose 100 per kg, 200 per kg, 300 per kg. NRB is also given suppose मान लेते हैं 120, 120, 180, 180 and 320. Similarly, this is given suppose 200, 300, 400. This is given 180, 220 and 450. Now when you will do what? Valuation. So we'll do item by item basis. So item by item basis means this comparison. Understood? But whenever there is a similar item, so we can group also. If suppose similar item with similar prices, so we can make a group of similar item. So group basis also can be followed if the items are similar. The relaxation has been given once again. But first preference should be item by item basis. But can I say it will make our accounting complicated if there is a large number of items? So for giving some relaxation, they said similar item can be grouped together and we can group it also. And instead of comparing what? These, we can compare this only. Are you able to understand what I am saying? We can compare this only. But can you compare the total of these two? No. This is not permissible. This is not because they are different items. How can you compare that? Have you understood? Correct. A very simple question has been given. You can do it by rote. But this my help is not required. Once you have understood. Chalega? Understood this point? Yes, sir. Then reversal of write down important because AS2 was silent regarding this. Even though AS2 was silent regarding this, but then also we used to follow this only. But AS2 has not given any reference about reversal of write down. Reversal of write down. Have you understood the topic? Topic have you understood? Reversal of write down. So it means I need to explain. Example. Suppose this is y1, y2, y3, y0, y1, y2, y3. Suppose you purchase one inventory at a cost price rupees 100. And let us assume the inventory was unsold in all the future 3 years. Unsold, then only what will be applicable? Ind AS 2 is applicable now. If sold, then the question of Ind AS 2 will not arise. And can I say we do subsequent recognition on next reporting date only? It means it will start from here. The cost price is 100. We'll compare with NRB. And NRB is suppose 90. Don't ask me why, huh? Something happened, 90 हो गया. What is the value? Value is equal to 90. So how much will write down? How much write down? 10 is will be write down. Means we call the inventory is written down to its NRV. The wording about inventory is written down to its NRV. So this write down is a loss. So this write down is known as impairment loss. We call it what? impairment loss. And can this impairment loss will be charged to PL as an expense? As an expense now. In the year in which write down occur? In the year in which write down occur. This much have you understood? Any doubt? Then can you see in the second year it remain unsold? So once again we'll do reassessment of NRV. NRV may change. It might further decrease. It may be improved also due to some what improvement in the market. So let's say once again the cost price to remain same, but NRV become what 95. Quite possible. So value is equal to what 95. Understood. So can you say now there is an increase in what the carrying amount from 90 to 95. There is an increase of what carrying amount. Understood. So this is not a write up. This is reversal of previous write down. This is reversal of previous write down. So we call it what? This is 5 and this is known as reversal of previous what? Write down. We don't say it is write up because we are not writing up beyond cost now. Understood? It is known as reversal of previous write down. My question to you, this reversal of previous write down will be transferred to PL or it will not be transferred to PL? Yes, it will be transferred to PL. But it will be transferred to PL not as a gain because this is not a gain. This is reduction of what? Expense. This is reduction of expense. Reduction of expense. Which expense? Inventory expense na? Inventory expense. Are you able to understand? So this is not income. This is not income because income to means increase in asset, but there is no increase in asset. We are not increasing beyond cost price. So this reversal of previous write down, it means it is reduction of expense. But we reduce expense of which year? Year 1 ki year 2? We reduce expense of which year? Year 1 ki year 2? We reduce expense of which year? Year 1 ki year 2? बोलो फटाफट. Year 1? Year 1? Still now you have not understood anything and you are in CA Inter. We have done Ind AS 10. Can we amend the balance sheet once it is approved? No. Change Baba. We have done Ind AS 10. Now also you are saying year 1. Can we go to year 1 and change the financial statement? Behind to the reporting date of second year. Why you are saying year 1? Pap because of what? CA Enter, not because of me. You are still in CA Enter. You are still in CA Enter. You change, otherwise who will change you? Correct na? I am just giving time. I said na, 10 days I will just make you up to my level. Nothing. I could have started with a very important chapter and that also you will understand. But that moment what will happen? You will not be able to realize what you have done in CA Enter. Normally teacher don't start with this thing. They think that this chapter they will do at the end. And they will do at what? 1 hour. In days 2 they will teach only 1 hour. Not more than 1 hour. Huh? In days 37 I have taken by more than I think 4 hours to kiya. In days 37 4 hours. Who teaches Ray? Chiranjeev don't know anything. How to teach at CA final level. But I hope you have understood what actually was required. In days 10 I have taken so many times. Because I know this will help you for this. I am creating a base for what bigger chapter. When I come to bigger chapter, you will up to my level. Your thinking process will change. Correct. So reduction of expense in year 2 only means in the year in which reversal occur. In the year in which reversal occur. Last year. Once again we'll do reassessment cost price 100 and now suppose NRB become 105. Quite possible? Quite possible or not? तो बोलना रे. Now, how much value? 100. Means how much increase? We compare these two. Means can reversal cannot be beyond previous write down. Means maximum reversal will be equal to previous write down. We cannot reverse more than 10. If you are reversing more than 10, it is against conservatism principle. Got it? Correct. So it means once again, how much reversal? 5. And this will be also treated as a reduction of expense. But in which year? Year 3. Understood. Concept have you understood? This is the concept of reversal of previous write down. Reversal of previous write down. I am expecting a question based on this. Still now not asked nor created. But MCQs they may create this type of question. Correct? Let us read. NRB should be reassessed at each reporting date. I hope you understood the first sentence. If NRB increases, the amount of previous write down is reversed. If the NRB increases, the amount of previous write down reverse. So that the new carrying amount of inventory, is lower of what? Cost price and revised NRB. Cost price and revised NRB. I hope you have understood with that example. Recognition of expense, this is also very important. And AS2 was again silent for this. Even though AS2 was silent, we normally follow this only in AS also. Means for AS client. We went to recognize expense. Now you'll understand. When inventory is sold, when inventory is sold, the carrying amount of inventory will now become expense as cost of sales. Already I have explained. Means can I say the carrying amount of inventory will become expense in the year in which it was actually sold? As per which concept? Matching concept. Correct. So recognize the carrying amount. Carrying amount understood? Of inventory sold as an expense in the period in which related revenue has been recognized. From bachpan se we are doing that. Not a new point. Not a new point. When inventory is written down to NRB, whatever example we have taken. So inventory was written down in first year. In my example. Are bolna re? To recognize such write down as an expense in the period in which write down occurred, means in the first year in my example. When reversal of write down happened, recognize as a reduction of amount of inventory, recognize as an expense. So recognize as a reduction of inventory expense in the year in which reversal occur. Means in year 2 and year 3 in my example. I hope now you have understood this. Understood? Can we proceed? Understood now? With that example, both points are clear, but both are important because this is a new point. Question can be created. Scope means now we are to end of the chapter. End of the chapter. So I need to finish this chapter today only. Correct. Now, scope means this in days is not applicable to which inventories. Correct. The standard applies to all inventories except following. So this is standard means Ind AS 2 applies to all inventory except 1, 2, 3. What is that 1, 2, 3 that we need to understand? 1. It is not applicable to financial instrument. But you don't know what is financial instrument. So I need to explain what is financial instrument. Suppose you have a business of purchasing and selling equity shares. And that is your ordinary course. Means you purchase and sell. You purchase and sell. So can you see in that stock of shares will meet the definition of what? Inventory. Yes or no? This whatever investment means whatever investment you are doing in that type of shares, that is a financial. Means whenever you purchase equity shares or an debenture of any other company, that is nothing but financial instrument. Why it is known as financial instrument, that will do in some other chapter. But can you see it will meet a definition of what? Inventory. So even though it will meet a definition of inventory, it is not covered in Ind AS 2 because it is covered. The valuation is covered in Ind AS 32 and Ind AS 109 coming soon. Correct. So financial instrument Ind AS 32 and Ind AS 109 it will be covered. You can write down is nothing but investment in equity shares, debentures, etc. Correct. Biological asset. Already now we have understood biological asset is living animal and plant. So biological asset will not be covered in this chapter because that is covered where? Under Ind AS 41, even though such biological assets are held for sale in ordinary course of business. So for them we have a specific Ind AS. Then agriculture produce at the point of harvesting. So point of harvesting means what? Because it is they have used this term. Suppose there is one plant. This is what? Biological asset. So this become what? Fruit agriculture produce. So when you detach this fruit, this become point of harvesting. At the point of harvesting, for that agriculture produce Ind AS 41 is applicable. Understood? And after that Ind AS 2 is applicable. Is for harvested agriculture produce, it become inventory. There are two. Either at the point of harvesting which Ind AS is applicable, Ind AS 41. But after that it will become inventory because held for sale. So after that it will become inventory and Ind AS 2 is applicable. Only this much. This entire thing I will say refer what? Ind AS 41 detailed discussion will be done there only. So right now I can't express much because if I'll express much I need to go to which Ind AS? Ind AS 41. Then second point, this standard does not apply to the measurement of inventories held by point number 1 and point number 2. I mean this first point, if you say first point for these items, Ind AS 2 is not applicable only. When I am saying Ind AS 2 is not applicable, to Ind AS 2 is not applicable for all aspects, whether it is recognition, initial recognition, subsequent recognition, disclosure, measurement, nothing. But for these, Ind AS 2 is applicable for all the point except measurement. Means for disclosure Ind AS 2 is like applicable, but for measurement some other point is given. Means option has been given. So what they are saying? Produce of agricultural and forest product. Agriculture produce after harvesting and mineral product. To the extent they are measured at NRB. Is what they want to say. Any forest product or any agricultural produce after harvesting or any mineral resource means you extracted some mineral resource, that is also inventory na? For this option has been given, either apply Ind AS 2 measurement principle, means either do cost price or NRB whichever is lower. Understood? Or do measurement at NRV, only at NRV, means there is no need to measure what? Cost price. Understood? Means option has been given, either apply Ind AS 2 or you can measure at NRB, means there is no need to find out cost price. Why? Because for these determining cost price is not easy. Mineral product you are extracting, how can you find out cost price? You can find out, but it is not that much easy. So an option has been given that either apply Ind AS 2 or you can measure at NRB. Now if you are measuring at NRB, so can you suppose Y1 NRB is equal to 10 and Y2 NRB is 12. So this difference will be transferred to what? PL. Any increase or decrease will be transferred to PL. Understood? Chalega. First point, have you understood? Second point. When such inventories are measured, NRV changes in that value are recognized in PL in the period of change. This point also you have understood. Then second, any commodity broker trader who measure their inventory at fair value less cost to sell. You know commodity broker trader? Suppose I'm a broker, commodity broker. So I will purchase from one supplier, but I do not have my warehouse. So I will ask keep it. I'll purchase and I will ask him directly to transfer to my customer. I don't have any warehouse, but I purchase and I've asked my supplier to transfer directly to my customer. Understood? So I become broker. Have you understood this point? So for commodity broker, whatever I purchase, that is my inventory only, na? Even though it is not in my warehouse, even though it is lying in their warehouse, it is my inventory or not. So for that, for commodity broker trader, once again they have given two options. Either apply what? Cost price or NRV, whichever is lower. Or measure at fair value less what? Cost to sell. A new term in your life. A new term in your life now. So we call it Pyase FVCS. FVCS means what? Fair value less cost to sell. Already I have explained NRV and fair value are different. NRV to we know estimated selling price minus estimated selling expense. But fair value is determined as per Ind AS 113. Coming soon in your life. Means whenever I say fair value, so fair value is determined based on one Ind AS 113 coming soon. But NRV is calculated based on Ind AS 2 only. So it means both are different, na? So one option has been given to them. Either you apply this or this. What is fair value? I will not explain right now. But you have understood one thing that NRV and fair value are different. The fair value, what is fair value? I will explain where. In some other chapter, time will come. It is too early to explain something about fair value. And if you have done this, so any changes will be transferred to what? Any changes in fair value will be transferred to what? PL. Will be transferred to PL. Have you understood this case? Of course, one thing in the old scheme, I was not expecting any question on this, but due to MCQs, now we are expecting question on this also. Believe me, if I will create this question. ले मजा आएगा पढ़ो. Now we have an option to create question ना. पढ़ के आओ. Rectification. But easy only na. If you can retain, it is easy. If you can't retain, then the A for apple is also what complicated. Abhi I am teaching my younger son. He's of the age 6 year in class 1. So I am teaching 1 into 1, 1, 1 into 3, 3. Right now he is in table 6. Table 6. Toughest job. Teach table. Now in this generation who are mobile oriented what? Mobile oriented boy na. They will live in mobile, they will die also in mobile. But they will do means eating mobile, playing mobile, everything mobile. Correct na? It is very difficult to teach them. Because I understand now ki how my parents has taught us this table. But that time we were good students. Now so it is very difficult. Means 100 times we will say then one ka table yaad hua. But now धीरे we are learning him. But it is very difficult to teach. Very difficult to teach. But can I say now for him this is also difficult. So everything is difficult initially. For you now table is not difficult. Initially it was difficult na. So everything is initially difficult, but once you practice, it becomes what? Easy. So for you, the table is easy. Why? Because you have practiced a lot of time, but initially it was difficult for you also. That is only we are doing for the first time now. But with constant revision, it will be easy. The revision is required. Understood this also you have understood. Let us read. When such inventories are measured, fair value less cost to sale, changes in fair value less cost to sale are recognized in PL in the period of change. Disclosures. Let us read. Accounting policy adopted in measuring inventories, including the cost formula used. So, what is the accounting policy? Whether you have measured NRV or cost price or NRV, whichever lower, or at fair value less cost to sale for this exceptional case, you need to disclose. And including cost formula, which formula you have used, specific identification method, FIFO, weighted average, standard costing, that also you need to mention. The total carrying amount of inventory and the carrying amount in the classification appropriate to the entity. So total carrying amount of inventory and that too also classification wise. Classification wise means what? You should disclose stock in trade separately, raw materials separately, finished goods separately, work in progress separately, spare parts separately, spare parts. Achha, have you seen the notes to account of any good company? Good company. Yeah. Have you seen notes to account of any good company? Achha, have you seen the financial statement of any listed company? Because till now you have not done any audit for listed company. Because you are doing articleship in a firm where there is a 5 partner, out of 5 partner, 4 are sleeping partner. Am I right or not? Don't nothing to worry. I was also like that only. Means in my case there was no listed company in articleship. 3 partner out of the 2 partners were sleeping. I've never seen them also. Correct now. So nothing to worry. But there are many students, CA finance students, who are doing audit in a big force, yeah, big firms. So when you should become comparable to them now. So when you will become comparable, immediately after becoming CA or after 10 years of becoming CA. Just try to understand. Suppose there are two CA, CA. CA means CA. There are two chartered accountant, na? Correct. One is from small firm, one is from big firms. Both become CA in 2023. Correct. He is also chartered accountant. He is also chartered accountant. Right now they are CA final student. Whether they are comparable? No. They are not comparable. Because they have expertise, articles of knowledge. We don't have. Believe me, I was not also having any expertise knowledge. So you are not comparable. Both went to what? Interview. So of course they will select whom? This person. And nothing wrong also in that. It means before going to interview, you should become comparable only na. Only yes or no. I am doing that only for you. I am making you comparable with them. You will thank me once you will pass interview. You will not thank me after exam, but you will thank me after interview. Believe me. You will not thank me after exam. I am not. You will pass, Ray. You will pass. I am not teaching from that point of view. I am teaching from interview point of view. And you believe me, you will thank me after passing interview. The day will come. You will only message me. You will only message me, and I'll be waiting for that message. So I'm only doing that. I'm giving you practical knowledge. I'm giving you practical knowledge. Understood? Hello. So can I say this? You have understood? So this, acha, one more thing. Being a CA final student, you should also think about listed company. So one homework I am giving you. Today you'll go home. You have Google Baba. There is a search engine. Write down annual report of any listed company, whatever you like. Download the annual report. Read only financial statement of that. Financial statement is balance sheet, SOPL, statement of changes in equity, statement of cash flow, and notes to account. Whatever you have understood, give tick mark. Whatever you have not understood, give star mark. Understood? At the end of my class, you will understand everything. Understood what I am saying? But you should read by your own. Today only you will download. And if you are not downloading, it means you do not have an intention to become C. Today only you download and you start reading whenever you have time. It will take maximum to maximum 5 hours, not more than that. Chalega? Understood? The carrying amount of inventory is carried at fair value. The carrying amount of inventory which is carried at fair value less cost to sale. So which inventory is carried at fair value less cost to sale? Commodity broker trader. For them disclosure is as per what? Ind AS 2. Correct? Then amount recognized in PL. Now you will understand this point. Amount recognized in PL. You will understand. The amount recognized in PL is nothing but carrying amount of inventory. Yeah. Pen is not working. Carrying amount of inventory recognized as expense during the period. So when it will be recognized when it is sold? So carrying amount of inventory which is recognized as an expense in the year in which it is sold, it will be increased by the amount of any write down of the inventory which is unsold. बोलना yes or no? And the amount less any amount of any reversal of any write down which is unsold. Means first is for sold and these two are for what? Unsold inventory. Am I right or not? So this will be total inventory expense which will be recognized in here. This will be total inventory expense which will be recognized in. This is also important from exam point of view. Then carrying amount of inventory placed as a security for liability. Means any inventory which has been hypothecated or given as a place for to bank for what? Raising finance, that disclosure need to be given that it has been given as a security. These disclosures are required. With this Ind AS 2 is completed. Difference, let us do the difference between Ind AS 2 and AS 2. Ind AS 2, Ind AS 2 subsequent recognition of expense. Ind AS 2 deals, AS 2 is silent, already I have said. Subsequent recognition of expense. Reversal write down. Ind AS 2 deals, AS 2 is silent, already I have said. NRV versus fair value. Explanation is given and AS2 is silent. AS2 is totally silent about fair value. But Ind AS2 has given explanation that both are different. Correct? Means when I am saying NRV, when I am saying fair value. So NRV is measured as per Ind AS2 and this is based on Ind AS 113. Right now. Correct? Now NRV is based on entities assumption. And fair value is based on market assumption. Both are different. Market assumption. Have you understood this point? For example, suppose this is inventory to me, or this is an item. So at what price I can sell it? This is what. If I am saying at what price I can sell it, this is what. NRB. This is based on my assumption. But at what price it can be sold in the market? This is based on what? Market assumption. That become what? Fair value. Detailed discussion in days 113. Time will come. But have you understood the difference? Correct. Then deferred settlement terms guidance is given under Ind AS 2, but AS2 do not deals with this. Correct. Machinery spares. I hope I have written one thing, spares. But you have not asked me, so why you have written space? Intentionally I have written. देखो I have written, you have also written, you have written. अरे बोलना रे. Have you written space? You have not written this. There is one rule. Whatever I am writing, good handwriting, write down. Why you have not written? वाह रे वाह. I am a CA, you are CA. So I should write, you should write. You write. Intentionally I have written, Ray. So can I say you know this, you know this, you know this, you know this, but you don't know this? So as a student who is asked me, sir, why you are writing spares यहाँ पर? बोलो yes or no? You have not asked me. It means still you are in C enter. Change, change, change. So why I have written spares? This spares will be dealt means in AS2 is silent, but AS2 has given guidance. In AS2 is silent regarding spare parts, but AS2 has given some guidance which is similar to the guidance given under Ind AS 16. So we'll do the similar guidance but not now under Ind AS 16. Ind AS 16 says that there are some spare parts which will be classified as inventory. But when we'll do where? In the next chapter, Ind AS 16. The next chapter is Ind AS 16. Have you understood? So spare part can become what inventory, but when we'll understand where? Under Ind AS 16. Chalega? And therefore can I say spare part can become inventory? Can become inventory. Write down now here, write down refer what? Ind AS 16. With this we completed what? Entire Ind AS 2. Time is also over. Can I give you some question for practice? But today we don't have time. I hope doubt will not come. But there are 2-3 questions where doubt will come. Okay. Whatever question I am giving, that much you do. And if you have time, do entire thing. Got it? Question 4. Simple only. Question 6. One doubt may come. One doubt will come. I will not refer right now. Wherever doubt is coming, when I am saying doubt will come, give star mark. I know doubt will come. But you first read, you create doubt, then I will ask that, then we'll discuss that doubt. Chalega? This question 16, in this also one doubt may come, but that is all because of basic CA foundation doubt. Doubt may come. Normally doubt comes in Telegram group. Question 19 you do, I think you will understand by your own with solution. But good question, important. Question can be asked in exam of this nature. This also do, this is a good question. MRQ, but doubt will not come because already I have explained in detail. But good question. This you can understand with solution because this type of question you have done in costing. But of course you require help of solution or you can do it by your own also. So I think doubt will not come with solution. ठीक है ना? But you do it, huh? This question already asked in last exam. Last exam already asked very simple question. Just see the level, you will automatically understand. Last exam already asked in exam question. This you do. I have already taken this question. I have taken from CA final old scheme. Is when I was doing that time. This question was given RTP. I like this question personally. Doubt will come in this point. So to explain something extra, what is written under India's too, I have taken this question. Good question practically. I don't know whether this type of question will be asked in exam or not. Question 29 also do sometimes student ask doubt in also in this, but I know why. Doubt should not be asked, but they are asking doubt. But simple question from my point of view. This you do, this you will understand by your own. Related to India's 10. Mixed with what India's 10. Balance question from my point of view, doubt should not come. If you have time, do all the question, but first do all question whatever I have given. Correct? Understood? Correct. So with this we completed 3 Indias, Indias 37, Indias 10, Indias 2. Thank you very much. We'll meet tomorrow. Till then, bye bye. Take care. Enjoy your remaining day. Bye bye. But wait. This much was for recorded student only. But for you already I have said, if from tomorrow you will not have FR classes, from 22nd your SFM class will start. Is AFM now. So AFM class will start. AFM class will be up to 29. It is only AFM. Then from 30 morning AFM, evening FR. So you have how many days? 7-8 days. Correct now. 7-8 days complete these 3 chapters. These 3 chapters you can complete all questions, huh? All questions. Okay. So when I'll come back, not during class, in class also you can ask, or after class you can ask me all the doubts. Okay. Correct. So we'll meet now when on 38. Okay. Bye bye. Take care. Enjoy.